कश्चित् सुखवारिराशे यस्योर्मि मात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि. We are in the 41st shloka. Yes, we are in the 41st shloka. Sarvadigdesha kaleshu yogabhyaso vidhiyate sarvavarnashramanancha jnanabhedo na vidyate. Normally, whenever they prescribe the technique of meditation, they have to say what are all the attendant conditions which are required to be adopted. See, whenever you take some Ayurvedic medicine, they will say that so long as you take the medicine, you should not take milk, you should not take curds. So like that they prescribe certain code of conduct. Similarly, for any type of religious practice or spiritual practices, there are supposed to be certain conditions which are attended. Say for instance, when you sit for doing mantra japa, which the Guru has given, then normally it is told you should not sit facing the south. South has been prohibited. The reason being, when you are facing north to south, the entire earth is a magnet. And when you are doing your japa, almost something like an electromagnetic force, it starts moving around, circling around in your body. That will be absorbed by such a big magnet like the earth. So as such, you should preferably sit crossways, either east-west or west-east. So like that, certain specific directions have been prescribed for doing your mantra japa. Similarly, for certain spiritual practices, they have said this you should do in such a particular place. Supposing there is an eclipse. During the eclipses, it is prescribed that you should do certain pujas or worships, and they have said you should do it at Kurukshetra. It has been prescribed that during those eclipses, if a person goes and does it in certain special places like Kurukshetra, he will get special merits. So, there have been limitations of places, and there have been limitations of kala. As I said, during those eclipses times you should go, then you get better results. Or they will say, you go to the Ganges on days of Somavati Amavasya, there is one particular Amavasya coming in a particular month. So in the north especially you will find lakhs and lakhs of people will go wherever there is Ganges, and they will take their bath. And in our side we have got the practice that during Sankranti time, Makar Sankranti, just on the Pongal day, when the sun transits from Capricorn to Aquarius, at that time we have to do certain special worships for certain special castes, like that has been prescribed. So normally all other spiritual practices, they depend on directions, they depend on certain special places, they depend on certain special times. And here is a yoga abhyasa. Yoga abhyasa means the practice of this specific method of attaining self-realization. This is called yoga abhyasa. That is the Soha method of meditation which has been prescribed in this book, that is being referred to as Yoga Abhyasa. So this specific method of practicing Soha meditation, this can be done facing all directions, in all months of the year, at all times of the year, and in any place. You can read sitting at any place. When you have to do some pranayama, when you have to do some dhyana or meditation the other ways, it is prescribed in our Gita. You should sit on some asana. You cannot sit on the ground. You know why? If you sit on the ground, the electromagnetic force which is being received, it will go into the earth. It is called, because earth is a conductor of electromagnetic powers. So as such, you cannot sit on the plain ground, you will have to put certain things. Chailajina Purushottamanada. You should put a cloth, you should put preferably some darbha grass, and all these things have been prescribed. But here is the case where, and not only that, they are prescribed with that, you should choose a seat which should not be too up, because suddenly sometimes when the kundalini is raised, you may fall down. So when you sit, it should not be too high. It should not be too low. Nati chritam, nati nicham, chailajana pushottaram. These have been prescribed. But in this case, nothing is prescribed. You sit anywhere, you sit in any posture, you sit facing any direction, and you can do it at any time of the day or night. So there is absolutely no limitation of place, no limitation of time, no limitation of direction. Sarva dik desha kaleshu, at all, in all directions. Dik means direction. Desha means a place. Desha doesn't mean a country here. It means any place. Kaleshu, at all times. Yoga abhyaso vidhiyate. Vidhiyate means it has been prescribed. This particular type of soul meditation has been prescribed irrespective of any time, irrespective of any place. You can do it at all times, wherever you want, wherever you want. This can be done. Similarly, Sarva Varnashramanancha Jnana Bhedo Navidyate. You may belong to any caste. You may be a Brahmin, you may be a Vaishya, you may belong to any station of life, you may be a celibate, a brahmachari who is in Gurukula, or you may be a householder, married, along with children and wife, or you may become a monk. Irrespective of anything, everybody can do it. There is no restriction. Now, for instance, there are restrictions. They say Vedas should not be recited by women. And there are some people who claim that Gayatri Mantra is not supposed to be recited by women. So people are prohibiting certain people. Here there are no prohibitions, no bars. Anybody, everybody, at all times, you can do this yoga abhyasa, this soham type of meditation, thinking that I am that Atman, I am always free. Nothing can affect me. I am beyond any reaction. No reactions will come. You beat me, you abuse me, no reactions. Like that you will have to think that I am that Atma. So for this soham type of meditation, Sarva Varnashramanancha. Varna means caste. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. The 4 types of castes are prevalent in India. Then ashrama. Ashrama means the particular station in life. If you are married and you have got children, you have got a wife, you are known as grihastha, you are a householder. So that's a station in life. Or you never married, you are in Gurukula doing your daily fire sacrifices, Brahma yajnas and all that, then you are known as a celibate or a brahmachari. Or you go to the forest along with your wife, in solitude you are doing your practices, then you are called a forester, you are called a vanaprastha. Or shave off your head, go and according to the prescribed rules and regulations and rituals, you take your monk out, wear the ochre clothes, ochre colored robe, then that is called a Sanyas. So irrespective of all these things, jnana bhedo navidyate. As far as the knowledge which you are going to get by your meditation, don't think your sannyasi will get a different knowledge, your brahmachari will get some other knowledge, your brahmin will get a different knowledge, your kshatriya will get a different knowledge. There is absolutely no differentiation in the knowledge he will acquire by doing his meditation this way. Absolutely not. All will get the same results. So this is something which is very easy, which anybody can adopt, irrespective of social life, irrespective of the caste and creed. Then, now we come to the next. This same idea, he is going to explain it by an analogy, by a simile, by an upamana, by a drishtanta. He says, Gavam aneka varnanam Kshirasyapyeka varnatam Kshirabhadrishate jnanam Hinginascha gavam samah. He gives an example. You see, we have got a Goshala where we have got a number of cows in Ramanashram. You go and see that. They got various types of cows, various colored, different colored cows. Something is brown, something is white mixed with brown, something is blackish in color, and a black cow's milk is supposed to be very nutritious. Especially in the north, they are fond of taking these black cows. So, there are different colors. Then you have got a mixture of black and white. Now, is there any difference in the milk that you get out of these? Out of a black cow, do you get a black milk? No, it is all white. And out of a brown cow, do you get brown milk? No, it is all the same. So the milk that you get is one and the same. There is only one color, namely white. That doesn't differ according to the color of the cows. Kshiravad jnanam. Similarly, the jnana which anybody gets, irrespective of station, irrespective of caste, irrespective of sex, whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, whether it's a child, whether it's an old man, whoever does this practice of this Soha meditation, whoever does it, for him, the knowledge which is acquired, it is only one and the same, having the same color, just like the milk. Kshirabhadrishate jnanam. Linginascha gavam sama. As for the people with various symbols and attributes, Lingina, linga means a sign or an attribute. We have got various signs. A man who worships Vishnu, he is called a Vaishnava. You will find in the south also, there are Ayyangars who worship Vishnu. They will have a special caste mark. They put what is called a Nama, and they will put it in various places, 12 different places. It is called a Dvadasha Nama. And the same thing is being done in the north. People from Ayodhya, you would have seen many of the monks who come from the north, especially from Ayodhya, they will be wearing this big caste mark, very big ones. So they have got different symbols. While there is another like me who is wearing this vibhuti in a horizontal. Somebody is wearing some vertical signs. Somebody is wearing some horizontal signs. Somebody is wearing Tulsi Mala, the Vaishnava specially. While the other people who worship Shiva, they believe in wearing this Rudraksha garland. So like that, Linginaha, just like there are cows of various colors, similarly, there are aspirants who are wearing different symbols and different attributes. But as far as the jnana is concerned, it will be one. Now Gavam Samaha. Samaha means equal to. Linginaha means the various aspirants or practitioners who are having various symbols and attributes. So those people are just like, Samaha means just like Gavam, just like the cows. Just as there are cows of brown color, cows of black color, but The milk is one and the same color. The milk doesn't differ in its color. Similarly, whoever may do this practice, they will all come to the same destination. They will all be able to see the same Atma in the same way. Yasmat sarvagatam brahma vyapakam sarvato mukham tasmat brahmani samstasan digdeshanna vicharayet. In the Sanskrit, which is given in a splitting way, the printed one, Deshati is written in the second line. It should be Deshan. Instead of Th, you correct it as N. Deshan. Tasmat Brahmani samstasan digdeshan vicharayet. Now, today we started by saying, for this type of meditation, there is no need to bother about the direction in which you sit, the place where you sit, or the particular time when you sit. For a meditation, they say, you should get up in Brahma Muhurta, you should get up between 3:30 and 4 o'clock, preferably in the early morning, and sit. And that is the time which is called Amrita Ghatika, when you get the rays of nectar flowing from the moon, and that will be very helpful for our meditation. So it is normally told. Here there is no such thing. You sit at any time, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 12 p.m., 12 noon. Doesn't matter. At any time you can sit and do this practice of Soham. I am that. So he is now giving the reason why we need not bother about the time, the place, the directions. Why is it so here? Because tas yasmat sarvagatam brahma yapakam sarvato mukham. You are thinking of Brahman. You are thinking of the ultimate supreme being who is supreme consciousness, who is eternal, who is absolute. Where is he? When we are thinking of Lord Vishnu or Narayana, what do we think? He is sitting in Vaikuntha. Lakshmi is sitting by his side, and all his attendants are standing by his side. Somebody is wafting the chamara or the hand fans and all that. So, you are thinking of your Lord at a particular place. When you think of Nataraja, you are thinking only of Chidambaram. So, because you are considering that Lord is in one particular place, when you are thinking of Lord Shiva, you may think of Arunachaleswara. Where will you think? You will not think of Arunachaleswara in New York. Even when you are sitting in New York, you will think that the Arunachala is there and it is in the form of Lord Shiva. So here Arunachaleswara. So you are giving him a particular place. But this Brahman has got no particular place. It is everywhere. It is all pervasive. So, Yasmat Sarvagatam Brahma, Sarvagatam, omnipresent. It is everywhere. Then, Vyapakam, it pervades every particle. It permeates every cell, every tissue. There is not a single subatomic particle. There is not a single speck. There is not a single droplet where the Brahman has not permeated. It is everywhere. Sarvagatam, Vyapakam. Then Sarvato Mukham. This I have explained already. Sarvato Mukham means it has got face everywhere. What does it mean? It means it has got entrance anywhere. There is no place where Brahman is not there. If you think that here is Brahman in this pillar, you will get it. There is no problem. So Sarvato Mukham, you go in any path, you go by anywhere, you have to reach him. He says, just as we have got a proverb, all roads lead to Rome. Similarly, God says that all roads lead to me. He tells in Bhagavad Gita, Mama Vartman Vartante Manushya Partha Sarvashaha. From all directions, Whoever thinks of anything, one may think of Ganesha, one may think of Devi or the Divine Mother, one may think of Subramanya, one may think of Arunachaleshwara, one may think of the Brahman, one may think of the Atman. Everybody has to reach him. There is only one Supreme Being, there is only one eternal, absolute, a Supreme Being, so you have to reach him. Everybody has to reach. You start anywhere, so it doesn't have only a single entrance. Then there will be a long queue. So the God has made multi-entrances, but we are so clever, we avoid all the entrances. So, Tasmat Brahmani Samstasan. So always remain established in the thoughts of that Brahman. Tasmat, therefore, wherefore. Because the Lord is everywhere, He is all pervasive, it should be so easy to get Him. If He is in a particular place, then you will have to call Him from there. You know, they say, when Draupadi, the wife of the Pandavas, was being insulted in the open conference hall by Duryodhana and his brothers, she weeps and cries, and she is crying, "Oh Govinda, Govinda Dwarakanatha, Krishna Gopi Janapriya." He doesn't say, "Oh Krishna who is in my heart." He says, "Krishna who is in Dwaraka." Krishna said, "Then I will have to reserve, I will have to come by air, even then it will take half an hour to 1 hour, so let me come slowly because he is calling me from Dwaraka." He says, "Oh Lord who abides in Dwaraka." If only she has prayed, "Lord who is in the heart," he would have come the same minute. That is why it took time for him to come. That's what people say. This is only a story. So, Tasmat Brahmani Samstasan. Brahman is everywhere. He is very much here in the heart. Just to turn your eyes towards him and you will get it. But it requires concentration and it requires a 24 hours dedication. You cannot have a part-time hobby. God is not a part-time hobby. You may start it as a part-time hobby, but a day should come when it has to be a 24 hours avocation. You can't help it. You can't hold the world with one hand and God with the other hand and expect Him to come and give you darshan when you are sitting nicely, chewing palm after a heavy meal with wife by the side, with your grandson playing with your hair, and God will come and say, "Here I am, sir." No, that won't happen. Tasmat Brahmani Samstasan. Remain absolutely established in the Brahman. Digdeshanna Vichari. There is no need to worry as to which direction you are facing, in which place you are sitting, whether it is high, whether it is low. There is absolutely no need. Na vicharyet. You need not bother. Na vicharyet. There is no need to take into consideration. Na vicharyet. What? Digdeshan. The direction or the places, you need not bother about them. Next one. See, these are all, there is nothing big, profound things. These are only giving you certain ideas about that. This is a very easy method where no specific rules are there, no specific disciplines have been prescribed. Anybody, anywhere, at any time can follow. So, that is what is being told. So as such we can go through a little faster. Naiva tasya krute narthaha na karyo na vidhismritaka na lingam na shramacharaha sthitasya paramatmani. There are a lot of repetitions. In all spiritual scriptures, repetition is a must. Otherwise, just like a fiction or a novel, you go on reading, yeah, there is no need for this, no need for this. Yes, I finished it within half an hour. No, that is not the way. You will have to chew it. You will have to bring it back and again chew it, re-chew it also. It is very necessary. So you have to hear, let it be the same. Even if you get boredom out of the repetition, Repetition is a must in this case. All our lives, for births, several births, we have been completely soaked in worldliness. Nothing but the world. Our crickets, our tennis, our chess, our caroms, our cinemas, our TVs, our computers. We have all been engaged only in all these things. How much time have we been spending for the Lord? Never perhaps. And we have started only in recent past. So how to compensate for those lakhs of births of conditioning, completely the world which has come, which is all embedded in your computer memory, known as Chitta. The only way is repeated hearing. Atma va are srotavyaha. You have to hear him again and again. There is no other way. So here, the repetition is second line. First line he says, Naiva dasya kritena artaha. Kritena means by any work which he does, na artaha. It serves no purpose. As far as a man on this yoga is concerned, there is no need for him to do anything. While people who are on their various other spiritual practices, they are told, once in a way you have to go to the temple, once in a way you have to do charity to some people. Here absolutely no bars, no prescriptions. Your only duty is to think of the Brahman and nothing else, otherwise you do anything. You eat onions, you eat garlic, it doesn't matter, but keep your mind 24 hours on that Brahman. That is the only thing. Naivatasya kritena artha. Tasya, for him, kritena, by doing any work, na artha. It serves no purpose, it has no meaning at all, it is not at all significant. Let him do anything what he wants. He may run a shop of BD manufacture, he may run a shop of TV sales, or he may run a computer organization. Whatever he does, it doesn't matter, it serves no purpose at all, it does not obstruct your spiritual path. You may do anything you like. I may even be a barber, but then you will get your mukti, you will become the Brahman if you do this. So whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Whether you are an engineer, whether you are a cobbler, whether you are a dhobi, whether you are an officer, nothing matters. Naivatasya kritena artha. Whatever you do, it serves no purpose. Nobody bothers. It is not going to obstruct your way. Na karyaha. For him there is no duty. Oh, you should look after this, you should look after your wife, you should look after your children. What do you mean? All the time you are going on thinking, I am that, I am that, I am that. See, look here, today is the last date. If you don't pay the electricity bill, we will have to pay 40 rupees more. Do you understand it? He is not concerned. There is no duty for him as far as he is concerned. His only duty is attaining the Brahman. Na karyaha, na vidhi. There are no commandments that you should do this, you should do this, you must do this. So neither a negative command or a prohibition nor a positive command that you should do this, then only you can sit for this meditation. Not at all. There are no prescriptions of any commandments. Na vidhi smritaha. Smritaha means nothing has been prescribed. Vidhi means commandments. Na lingam. Now, supposing you have to do some puja. Normally what we do, you can see in the South Indian houses, on the day you have to do puja, in their lifetime they would not have worn anything. On that day they will find out, or they will borrow from the neighbor a little vibhuti, these ashes, they will apply it everywhere. Then they will take their bath, and then they will wear a silk cloth. And then, because today is puja, Rama's puja. But here, there is no need of such symbols. Whether you are wearing a silk cloth or a cotton cloth or a khadar cloth it doesn't matter whether you wear your ashes, whether you wear it or not, it doesn't matter at all. There are no symbols, there are no marks, nothing has been prescribed. Na lingam, no marks, no symbols, no signs specifically prescribed for this spiritual practice. Na ashramachara. This we have already covered. This is again a repetition. Neither any special conduct which has been prescribed for a monk, which has been prescribed for a brahmachari or a celibate, or which has been prescribed for a householder, none of these things are there. Na ashramachara. No special code of conduct as prescribed for the various stations in life, like brahmachari, householder, monkhood, etc. For whom all these things? Hitasya Paramatmani. The one who is established in the incessant and continuous thoughts of the Brahman, of the Supreme Being, the Supreme Consciousness, for him there are no restrictions, no particular symbols, no particular code of conduct, no duties, no commandments. His only duty is to go on incessantly thinking of that Atman or the Paramatman or that Brahman. The next one. Gachan tishtan swapan jagran bhunjano pipiban napi sarvada sarvakaleshu vatashita tapeshu cham. Now, while you are walking, if you tell your mantra, your Guru will prohibit. No, these are all sacred mantras. You can't just tell wherever you are going and all that, you should sit and do it. There are no restrictions. This practice of Soham, meditation, going on thinking of the Atman, you can do it while walking. Gachan, while walking. Tishtan, while sitting. Swapan, even when you are asleep, you may go on muttering and go to sleep. Just going on thinking of the Atman, you can go to sleep. Swapan, even during sleep. Jagran, or when you are awake. Bhunjanaha, when you are eating. Any spiritual practice, as anybody said, you can tell your mantra while eating. Oh my Lord, you will get polluted, you will say. Here there is no pollution. While eating, go on thinking of the Atman. You are not bothered whether it is sambar, whether it is rasam, whatever you are eating, you are not aware. Going on thinking, I am that Atman. The question of any food doesn't rise, the question of any thirst doesn't rise, the question of any appetite doesn't rise, no hunger, no thirst. The only hunger is for the Lord. So, here is a case which you can do so easily at all times, while walking, gachan while walking, tishtan while remaining seated in a particular place, swapan jagran while sleeping, jagran while awake, bhunjanahapi while eating, pibannapi while you are taking coffee, you can be thinking of the Atman. Pibannapi while you are drinking. Sarvada at all, every place, sarvada at all times, sarva kaleshu, irrespective of season. What sort of seasons? Vata, shita, atapeshu. Whether it is a season when wind is blowing, whether it is a cold season, winter, whether it's a summer season where it is very hot, it doesn't matter at all. It is not seasonal. The meditation of Soham is not seasonal. At all times, at all places, irrespective of seasons, you are entitled to think of that Atman. Going on thinking, that's all. I am that Atman. I am that Supreme Being. Nothing is going to affect me. I am not of this world. The world cannot bind me. I am one who is without bondage. I am free. Going on thinking of it, you will become that. Sarvada sarvakaleshu vata shita atapeshu. Vata means the windy days. Shita means the cold days, the winter. Atapeshu means the days of heat, that is summer. You see, say for monks, they have given a restriction. During the rainy season, which is called the Chaturmasya, the 4 months, starting from Guru Purnima in July, August, September, October, say for about 4 months, you are not supposed to move anywhere. You can't go anywhere, you will have to remain at one place and think of God. Like that they have been restricted. Their movements are restricted. Here there is no restriction on any movement. You run to New York, you can do it at all times. Whether it's summer, winter, rainy season, you go to New York, you go to Delhi, you go to Kashmir, you go to Switzerland. Wherever you are, you can continue this practice. It is so easy now. Bhaya daridya rogeshu mandya vijvarakadishu Atman eva sthita shantaha Atma triptastu nishkalakam. The one Atmani eva sthitaha. Sthita means the one who remains fixed, firm, without moving, unswerving, without oscillating his mind here and there, with his mind concentrated on the Supreme Being. Atmanyeva sthitaha. Being well established in thoughts of the Atman, thoughts of self. You are thinking of yourself. When can you think of yourself? He says, Bhaya. In times of fear, you are afraid. Somebody has told you, tomorrow the income tax chaps are going to raid you. This is a secret permission I got. Be ready. Don't keep any of the receipts and all that. Keep them all in different places. So you are afraid. Oh, I don't know what sort of thing they will ferret out and all that. Don't worry, you continue with your meditation Atman. Nothing matters. So in times of fear, daridrya. In times of poverty, it doesn't mean that only when you are rich you can do the Atman, and when you are poor, there is no Brahman, there is no Atman. No. Daridrya. When you are in penury, when you are in poverty, it doesn't matter at all. Your status doesn't matter at all. You remain at all times united with that Supreme Being in your thoughts. Look here, your body may do anything. Your tongue may do anything. But keep your mind fixed on that Lord, on the Supreme Being. Bhaya, daridrya, rogeshu, any types of diseases you may be having. There is no restriction. Whatever may be the disease, I may have cancer, I may have TB, I may have asthma, I may have wheezing. Go on thinking, I am that, I am that. None of these diseases can do anything to me. All the diseases are for the body. I am not the body. I am the Atman. Atman can never be affected by any ailments or any sort of diseases. Atman is pure. Atman is free, immune from all diseases. Go on thinking of it. That's all. Daridra rogeshu. What sort of diseases? Mandya, vijvaraka, adishu. Mandya is indigestion. Vijvaraka means fevers, typhoid fever, any other type of fever, malaria fever. So in all types of serious fevers, vijvara, serious fevers, even then, your temperature may be 104 degrees. Keep your mind in the Atman. Don't remove it from there. Let the pendulum remain unmoving, absolutely fixed on the Atman. So at all times, Atman eva sthitaha, the one who remains established in thoughts of the Brahman, what happens to him? Shantaha, all agitation cease. If your mind is not in the Atman, you will be worried about your body. Oh my Lord, shall I go to Ayurveda? Shall I go to allopathy? Shall I go to homeopathy? We will forget the Jagatpati, who is the Lord of the entire world. We will be think of all other patis in the world. So, Atman eva sthita shantaha. When you are established in the Brahman, your mind will not bother about the diseases. Your mind will not bother about your poverty. Your mind will not bother about the various fears to which you are subject to. Internally you will be quiescent. Internally you will be calm and tranquil at all times. Then Atma Triptaha. You will not bother to ask for anything. Oh, this doctor is not prescribing properly. Why don't you ring up somebody? It seems somebody has come from UK. He is there in Madras. Why don't you try to ring him up? Try to get him here. But a man who is established the Brahman, he will not bother whether anybody prescribes him properly, improperly. Somebody gives him a medicine, he will take it, but his mind will be in Atman, will be in Brahman. That is there. Atmanyeva sthitaha, Shanta, Atman Tripta, he is absolutely satisfied with himself. Even recently such cases have happened. There is one of the very close devotee of Bhagavan here, one Ramachandriya. I am told by people who are with him in the hospital, he was never bothered at all that whatever happens, whether the nurse came and looked after him, the nurse never came, whether he was thirsty, nobody gave him a cup of water, he was not bothered. Even at the last minute he was sitting and going on chanting Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala. Yes, that is the way. Think of that Supreme Being, think of that Atman, whether we are in the door of death, whether any disease ridden we are, whatever it may be, keep your mind, then automatically the seriousness or the reactions to these diseases and all that will disappear. You will not react. Let it remain. What is it going to do? It is all in the scheme of things. It had to happen. You could not have prevented it. It came without asking. If it is to go, it will go without asking you. If it is not to go, you may try any number of doctors, FRCS, MDs. It won't be of any use whatsoever. That's all. Because it has already been, the date has been fixed by him. Nothing can be done. But on the contrary, if in the last minute, if you are thinking of the Brahman, even in the last minute, you may get to a realization. Yesha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Nainam Prapya Vimukhyati Sthitvasyam Antakalepi. Even the last minute, if your mind is remaining in the Brahman, you will become the Brahman. It is not necessary that 10 years earlier I should become a guru. Everybody should come and say, oh, Shantananda is a Jivan Mukta. No, this is not necessary. Let it come in the last minute. That is more than sufficient. Atma Triptaha. He is satisfied in his self. He doesn't want anything but the self. He wants only his Atman. Triptaha means contented. Absolutely satisfied. He is satisfied with his Atman. Nothing external he requires. Then finally, Nishkalaha. That is the stage when he will not be differentiating. This is a nurse, this is a doctor, this is my wife, this is my son, this is a medicine, this they have put a tube in my nose, this is a tube through which they are giving me blood. Nothing. Everything will be alive. He will be in that undivided attention of Brahman. That's all. Nishkalaha. Nishkala without any parts, no installments, no pieces. He will be in one piece. He will be undivided in his thinking of that Brahman. And that Brahman is not separate. There is only one Brahman. So wherever he sees, he will be thinking of that Brahman. He will not see that this is my wife, this is my injection, this is my injectable. Nothing absolutely. Nishkalaha. Then, you see, the Dehatma Bhava, which Bhagavan again and again says, thinking that I am the body, it's extremely difficult. Even people who are claiming for years, oh, I am no longer Shantananda, I am a zero, I am a non-entity, I am nothing, I am not aware of my body. Even such people, I have seen people who have all their life being monks for 50 years, and they got some such terrific diseases like eczema throughout the body or something else. Morning to evening, as they are Swamiji with a lot of influence, calling each doctor, each skin specialist. Morning he will call one skin specialist, afternoon he will call, because being a Swamiji, they were all like to do some service, and he is worried about it morning to night. Only when you get problems you will know how much of the body you are. Till that time you will think, oh, I have reached, I have nothing to do with the body. No, it is different. We will all say, but the real test comes when that happens. So the next one is, we'll stop.